Okay, bring it round nicely, absolutely perfect. Sodding hell, bloody tree, right up, sodding hell, right, okay, pick myself up, I suppose, no one saw that anyway, so, oh, bloody, hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar, and we're over here at the Maze Bank offices today, because we're going to purchase a vehicle. You know, I don't like the look of this fellow whatsoever. Oh, you take that, whoops, missed him, sodding hell, right, oh, he got me, right, okay, down you go, sunshine, yes, we're going to have a, yes, fistful of fist. That's what I was trying to say. Sodding hell, right? Bloody sodding hell. How about that? It's Mr. Raccoon. Hello, old boys. What you doing? What on God's earth is he doing down there for? You know, I've got no idea. Oh, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? He's driving the Vectre. Well, that's Vectre. That's the vehicle we're coming to look at, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Hello, Mr. Raccoon. How you doing, old boy? Let's go on inside then, shall we? And he says, look, it's the Vectre. I say, yes, I know, Mr. Raccoon. I've told them already. Come along, will you? And so, yes, we're going to head on up, ladies and gentlemen. Head on up into the Maze Bank offices, and we're going to go and purchase ourselves that vehicle, don't you know? Okay, now here we are inside the offices, and before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, don't talk to my secretary. She's recently overtaken a country with dramatic and breathtaking speed, don't you know? Anyway, Mr. Raccoon's going to go and talk to her about it. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the Maze Bank offices, and we're going to go and have a look at what we're going to have a look at the Emperor Vectre, ladies and gentlemen. That's the vehicle we're going to have a look at. One of the latest releases from Rockstar. Okay, well here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Emperor Vectre, as you can see there, a very interesting looking vehicle, you know, and I think we're going to stick it in white, you know, retailing for either 1.3 or 1.8 million dollars, depending on whether you get to buy it now or the trade price, ladies and gentlemen. Those numbers, of course, rounded up, you understand. Okay, we're going to get there in the Lamborghini, not the Lamborghini, the Pegassi Monroe, ladies and gentlemen, a rather fine looking car, I'm sure you'll agree. Okay, driven down there by Mr. Raccoon, so we've been able to go into a cine camera, which is rather nice, and yes, there we go. Okay, rather an orthodox delivery to my garage, but thank you all the same, Mr. Raccoon. Okay, well, we're going on inside. We're going to take a look at it. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Emperor Lambert. The Emperor, why do I keep trying to say Lambert, Daddy? That's stuck in my head now. It's because of the commode, and I've got no idea what the price is, you know. Anyway, you'll see that later. Yes, this is the Emperor Vectre, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this is. Well, what do we think of it? Sort of saloon style, looking but rather mean, you know. Don't like the front or the back, to be quite honest with you. But the profile is dull as well, actually, quite frankly, in my opinion. But there we go. Not particularly taken. Don't really like the saloon style cars, ladies and gentlemen. And this one, to my eye, has got many glaring faults, you know. Although Mr. Raccoon is rather partial to the vehicle, I must point out. Okay, well, here we are. We've taken on an outside, you know. That is Mr. Raccoon behind me in a green Vectre. His vehicle has been fully upgraded across the board. Mine is the basic vehicle out the box. We're going to take it out and see how she handles. Okay, so first off, ladies and gentlemen, the handling. And in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, very heavy and very sluggish, very wallowy, you know, really, in fact, worse than the S2 that we tested just recently. Now, of course, Mr. Raccoon would absolutely blow my face off if he heard me say such things, because in his opinion, God knows why, he declares that this vehicle has fantastic handling. You know, I absolutely thoroughly disagree. You know, I think something like the Krieger has fantastic handling. This car is absolutely ruddy awful, and look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He claims the stability is greater, the traction is greater, and in my opinion, yeah, I've just gone off, haven't I? I've just fallen off, ladies and sodding hell, right, okay. So what can one say? Handling, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've made my opinion perfectly clear, have I not? I mean, I've been listening, for God's sake. Not impressed with the handling, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you should be taking away from this. Top end speed, though, not too bad, as you can see here, flying down here, very nicely indeed. Okay, going around the corner, and okay, we do get rounded in some good form, you know. So perhaps I may be wrong on there, you know. We'll see how it goes once it's been upgraded. Okay, so I didn't really get a good chance to test the acceleration there, did we, ladies and gentlemen? We'll find that out when we take it out on the upgraded version. Okay, hello, Mr. Raccoon. Why don't you hop on inside and we'll go on into the garage there. Okay, so we are, of course, ladies and gentlemen, going to take it all into the Maze Bank office, into the custom auto shop now, and we're going to go and have the vehicle upgraded. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is the sort of the slowest part of the videos, in the sense of what's going on. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to speed it up to double time in order to hurry it up as much as we possibly can, although doubtlessly we will still be languishing in this custom auto shop for far longer than we would care. Okay, well, that being said, ladies and and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and have a look at this vehicle and have a look at the upgrades that can be applied and affected to this vehicle, both in terms of performance and in terms of aesthetic modification, don't you know, ladies and gentlemen? And there are rather a lot, it has to be said. Now, it also, perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, rather salient to point out at this moment, you know, that there is a particular modification to this vehicle that cannot be applied in your custom auto shop, or in fact, ladies and gentlemen, or in an LS or a custom auto shop around the city, you know, those LS auto shops or whatever they are. And the only place, as far as I'm aware, although I could be wrong with this, but as far as I'm aware, the only place that this particular modification can be affected to your vehicle is down at the LS Street Meet, ladies and gentlemen. We'll show you where that is later on. Okay, but that particular modification, ladies and gentlemen, and believe me, I am just filling time because I'm going to go over this later in the video. You can put on some low grip tires, but again, for those of you with entirely tiny attention spans, those low grip tires can only be applied at the LS Street Meet. And what do, you may ask me? Well, you'll find that out later as well. I'm not going to tell you now. Okay, so let's go back to the video, shall we? So we're spinning around the car, all the different options, isn't it wonderful? Long story short, ladies and gentlemen, basically there's a hell of a lot of options on this car, as you may be able to sort of discern by the fact that we're in here for so long. But what can one point say about this vehicle, ladies and gentlemen? Well, its acceleration, like I say, I haven't really been able to sort of substantially test that. The first initial acceleration is of a very steep hill there, and not particularly conducive to really a sort of a good test. Handling, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, sluggish, wallowy, you know, although it has to be said, we did get around that top left-hand corner in not bad form, you know, so perhaps not awful, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's like I said, it's no Krieger, certainly not, ladies and gentlemen, but it's you know, it's certainly no muscle. Well, perhaps it isn't. It sort of feels like a muscle car, but with better handling. What can I say? Top end speed, ladies and gentlemen, we do not know. We'll have to find that out, but it did feel like it was flying. Stability, ladies and gentlemen, as you could see as we were going down the straight, there is rather slippy. It will sort of come out on you if you're not too careful. Okay, well, thank God, ladies and gentlemen, we are going through the colors, and any of you who are familiar with the particular format of these videos will know that indicates now we are approaching the end of this section of the video, and Mr. Raccoon has sat inside there all the way through, bobbing his head like an absolute maniac, don't you know? Okay, so there we are. I think that's about done now, and we'll be very shortly, ladies and gentlemen, leaving the custom auto shop and continuing with the test, and thank God for that. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, two green Vectres out on the street, ladies and gentlemen. These Emperor Vectres both have been fully upgraded across the board. Only slight aesthetic differences applied to both each vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, but of course those can have a difference and an effect, you know, in terms of performance. And here we go. So hit a lamppost to start with. Acceleration, ladies and gentlemen, pretty darn good, I'm sure you'll agree. Top end speed, you can see we're flying down there, but you can also see sort of losing stability, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit there maybe. Okay, we're coming to this top right hand corner and getting around there in absolutely fantastic fashion. Really can't fault that, you know. Okay, so another look at that acceleration, and it's not too bad until the car gets in your way and you have to ram it out. Okay, so another look at that acceleration, ladies and gentlemen, and okay, I mean, it's not supersonic, it's not like a rocket ship, but it gets up to where it's going fast enough. Top end speed, ladies and gentlemen, appreciable, and we're going to have a look at that handling at top speed, and okay, into another soaring lamppost, absolutely typical. Okay, so it has to sort of, you know, say the handling's not too bad. It is heavy, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not too bad. It's quite pleasurable to drive, quite enjoyable, you know. Okay, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the initial thing. We're going to now take it on up to the top speed test track, ladies and gentlemen, and see what this vehicle can do. And now this is just a straight shot, one liner all the way down the city, ladies and gentlemen. Longer the straight than, yeah, you can't find a straight as long as this in the actual game, it turns out. Yeah, anyway, what we consider to be a competitive time, ladies and gentlemen, is 54 seconds. That's what the Zentorno can do it in. And so we're going to have a look at what this particular vehicle can muster up. Okay, so Mr. Raccoon and myself, they're sort of vying for the first spot. Very, very close, I'm sure you'll agree. And there we go, coming across the line. So the question is, what has it done in it? And the answer is 58 seconds. So on the outside edge of competitive. Now, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, with that LS Street Meet, if you come down to the LS Street Meet, and here we go. We're just showing you where it is there now down the map. One can bring it into its the custom auto area, whatever it may be down here in the LS Street Meet, and you can go ahead and on this particular vehicle, in order to get maximum speed, you need to go to the competitive suspension, ladies and gentlemen, and then you need to go onto the low grip tires, and that will make this car perform insanely fast. Now the problem, there are two problems with this. First of all, it reduces acceleration, as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, but it does give you absolutely fantastic top speed. In fact, so fast it's going to absolutely destroy something as mighty and powerful as the Krieger there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you think, well, there we go, then you put on those that kit, and what do you think? Well, just out of interest, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens if you put on the next lowered suspension. Both of these vehicles, both are the Vectre, both have got the low grip tires. Mr. Raccoon in the blue there has got the competitive suspension. Mine's the next one up, and as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it does make a significant difference. And so, like I say, you may well be thinking, well, surely then that makes this car or makes these cars absolutely the best out there that can be. There is a problem though, ladies and gentlemen, and that is that absolutely, as you may well guess, ladies and gentlemen, by the term low grip tires, it absolutely reduces traction down to practically zero. And so, whilst Mr. Raccoon can get in front of me there, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to find it awfully really difficult, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to take the corners, going to be able to keep him in a competitive sort of time, ladies and gentlemen, when there we go, coming back down the straight. Okay, so that's the major problem, ladies and gentlemen, with these low grip cars. It doesn't make the car any more competitive. Okay, so that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are up here at Sandy Shore, so actually let's have a look at how competitive this vehicle is. Okay, now this is basically, like I say, this has now been adjusted, so it hasn't got the low grip tires, ladies and gentlemen. It's now just got standard tires, and it's the next one up from competitive suspension for those people who are interested. Okay, well, the very first car that we're bringing out, ladies and gentlemen, is the vehicle we brought out recently last week. It's either 1.4 or 1.8 million dollars, don't you know? It's the Comet S2, and we're going to see how the Comet S2 stacks up against the Vectre there, ladies and gentlemen, the Emperor Vectre. Okay, and rather surprisingly, ladies and gentlemen, it has to be said, because we weren't particularly impressed with the S2. It has got in front, and it just look at those. It's going to stay there now, doesn't it? Okay, so there we go. Fantastic. The S2's taking the Vectre down, and really did not necessarily expect that. Okay, so the next vehicle, we're going to bring out, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Elegy. You know, the honest Elegy. Now, anybody who joins the Rockstar Social Club can get this car for free, and as a consequence of that, I can't tell you the price of this vehicle either, don't you know? But either way, ladies and gentlemen, it is the free Elegy. You can't pick it up off the street, or you can't pick it up off the street. You can get for free. I should say it's a very, very rapid car with very, very good handling. Of those people who are not aware of it, certainly should be now. And we should always, and would always recommend you go and get one for free from the Rockstar Social Club. Okay, well there we go. Very fast, very rapid, ladies and gentlemen. The 1.3 or 1.7 Vectre, ladies and gentlemen, losing to it. So this is the Lamborghini Komodo, ladies and gentlemen. Can't remember how much I paid for this. I'm going to have to update my list. I've got a list, don't you? You don't care at all, do you? I've got a list of all the different vehicles I've purchased and their prices, and I forgot to add this to it, and I've got no idea. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, the Lamborghini Komodo, which is a rather interesting vehicle of a similar ilk, don't you know, is languishing, as you can see, behind the Vectre there. So it does actually appear that the Emperor Vectre can take something down. And I'm going to also take this opportunity to point out all of the other vehicles are being driven by Mr. Raccoon. His name is what the bloody hell, right? Okay, sodding hell. Right, it appears the Vectre's going to lose to that as well, right? So the Komodo came past it at the last moment there. This is the Vapid Fmj, ladies and gentlemen, retailing for a price of $1.75 million. That's $1,750,000. It is an absolutely fantastic looking vehicle, one of my favorite looking vehicles on the game, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, as of yet, we have been unable on this channel to be able to establish one single car that the FMJ can take down, and thank God we've actually found a vehicle. Okay, so it may not be able to take down push bikes or go-karts, but at least it can take down the Vectre, which is rather disconcerting when you consider how much money we've just spent on it. Okay, the next vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Mr. Raccoon's insistence, don't you know, is the Ocelot Lynx. This is another wildly underperforming vehicle. 1.0, it's effectively the same kind of price range, ladies and gentlemen, $1,725,000 for this, so effectively $1.75 million is a dramatically underperforming car. Again, ladies and gentlemen, a vehicle that we put up around in Sandy Shores against all sorts of other vehicles, and it lost absolutely everything. And yes, it's going to continue its losing streak, and it's going to lose to the Emperor Vectre as well. There we go. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, crossing the line, and there we are. Okay, so the next vehicle now, ladies and gentlemen, we are wrapping things up. It is going to, of course, be what Mr. Raccoon and myself like to refer to as Big Daddy Z. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Pegassi Zentorno, an absolute steal at $725,000. You'll be purchasing it yourself, one of the finest cars on the game for the money, we can assure you. And as you're going to see here, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to absolutely demolish the Vectre. And what I was trying to say before was that all of the other cars have been driven by Mr. Raccoon. His name is the Bromby. He has a channel of his own. It is called the Bromby. If you dive that into YouTube, you should go and find it. Why don't you do that? You've got some other good videos on there. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. There is only one more question. Of course, that question nowadays is the Garotti Italy RSX. And of course, the answer is going to be no, it can't beat it. Okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it. What can one say? The RSX is going to go around the track and absolutely destroy the Vectre. What do we think of the Vectre? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you ask Mr. Raccoon, and I do not suggest you do because he's rather psychotic, but if you were to ask Mr. Raccoon, he would tell you the Vectre's a fantastic car. He referred to it earlier this very day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm recording this as wonderful and beautiful to drive, something along those lines. Is not the sort of language he uses, you understand, but that's effectively the sentiment he was driving at. I disagree wholeheartedly, ladies and gentlemen. I'm as underwhelmed with this car as I am with the Comet S2. Okay, so there we go. I suppose I did the wrap up a little early there, didn't I? Okay, we'll get out and pretend we got something to say. Hello, Mr. Raccoon. How you doing, old boy? So what do we say? Is it worth buying? I mean, in my opinion, no. In Mr. Raccoon's opinion, yes. You know, I'd suggest you listen to me over him because I'm a pug and he's a raccoon. Okay, there's no point in throwing, right? Okay, well, we all know what's going to happen here, don't we? Yes, go on, Mr. Raccoon. Do it. Yes, bloody hell. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I always thank you for watching. And just out of interest, anyone's curious what we do, ladies and gentlemen, when we're not testing cars. This is the sort of thing we like to do. We like to go to the casino, really, and yes, we sort of do like to arrive in style. And then when we're in the casino, ladies and gentlemen, we like to gamble and we like to win. But that very seldom occurs, you know. And then once we're done losing or winning money, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to the bar and get drunk on Macbeth whiskey, and we like to go and hassle a lady who we've dubbed Stary Jane. This is Stary Jane, and down we go. And when we get very, very drunk, ladies and gentlemen, we like to actually dress as Stary Jane and go and hassle her, you know. And that's always what we call a good time. So we go, hello, Stary Jane, how are you doing? And then we go and collapse in front of her. That's basically the whole idea. Of course, the only problem with drinking in the casino is, yes, from time to time you can get casino work, and that really is rather annoying, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, drunk as a sailor, ladies and gentlemen, I have to drive this vehicle back to the casino, you know. But it's not all bad news when you're with a raccoon, ladies and gentlemen, because they often stop by and give you moral support, you know, or attempt to crash his helicopter into the back of your vehicle, either way, you know. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's basically it. You know, got to get the vehicle back on down, and God knows how he got the helicopter into there. I'll never know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so that's pretty much it. That's the sort of thing we do. We like to drink and we like to gamble, and of course Mr. Raccoon is rather partial to killing the ballet, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, he'll sort of take out bystanders just to get to the ballet, but there we go. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back on inside now and hassle Stary Jane some more for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you very much for watching.